Namaste friends. Welcome back to the Quiet Library channel. Today, we're going to talk about a topic, the personal MBA that can take your life, career, and business to the next level. Chapter 1, Value Creation. The personal MBA. Wise, that same simple word, but its impact lasts a lifetime. To be honest, the world only remembers those who create value. Whether you're a student, a working professional, a freelancer, or a business owner, once you learn how to create value, nothing can stop your growth. What is value creation? Value creation means doing something for others that makes their life a little better. It could be a product, a service, an idea, or even just your attitude. Look, earlier he was just a tea seller, simply selling tea, but when he smiles and says, "Good morning, brother," he creates an experience, and that experience is the real value. How to create value? Step 1. Understand problems. Understand people's problems, what they need and what matters to them. Step 2. Give more than expected. Make one promise, but deliver a little more. That's value creation. Step 3. Be consistent. Giving value one day and disappearing the next, that's not value. Delivering small things consistently, day after day, is where the real magic of value lies. Why value creation? It's simple, friends. Give value. Trust is built. Opportunities come. Success happens automatically. Friends, if you feel that you too can create value in your life, then make sure to like this video. Write in the comments, "I will create value." Just remember, the world listens only to those who create something meaningful. Chapter 2, Marketing. The personal MBA. Friends, the truth is, having the best product is important, but having the best marketing is even more important, because without it, the world won't even know that you exist. What is marketing? Marketing has a simple meaning: delivering the right product to the right people, with the right message, at the right time. That's it. Marketing equals taking your value to the world. Friends, take a small example. Point 2 people sell samosas, both have perfect taste, but one guy just stands by the roadside and waits, and the other smiles and says, "Brother, hot samosas, try one." What happens? The second one sells more. Why? Because he is doing marketing. 4 pillars of marketing. 1 product. What are you selling? What value are you providing? 2 price. How much are people willing to pay? Where will you sell it? Online or offline? 4 promotion. How will you let people know that your product exists? Modern marketing. Marketing in 2025 is not just ads, posters, or flyers. Today, marketing means storytelling, trust, emotions, and a human touch. People don't buy products, they buy feelings. Why marketing is important? Without marketing, a business's engine stops, because marketing helps us understand, heavy checkmark, who our customer is, heavy checkmark, what they need, heavy checkmark, how to impress them, heavy checkmark, and how to build a lifetime relationship with them. Friends, if you've understood the real power of marketing, then make sure to like the video. Marketing is the most powerful tool in the world. You just need to know how to use it the right way. The Personal MBA. Chapter 3, Sales. Today's topic may seem simple, but understanding it can be life-changing for every professional, creator, and business owner. Even the best product in the world fails if no one is ready to buy it, but when a small salesperson, with a simple smile, understands the customer's problem, from that very moment, the sale begins. What is sales? Sales doesn't just mean selling something. Real sales means understanding the customer's problem, showing them the solution, and helping them feel confident that it's the right choice for them. Sales equals helping people make better decisions. Friends, let me share a small example. In a laptop shop, there were 2 salespeople. The first one only listed the specs: 8 GB RAM, 51 2 GB SSD, i5 processor. The second one asked, "Brother, what do you need the laptop for? Editing? Gaming? Or online classes?" Who does the customer buy from? Obviously the second one. Because he isn't selling, he's helping. The Personal MBA. 5 sales steps. 1 Trial and error. Every conversation is an experiment. Every customer is unique. 2 Qualification. Not everyone is a customer. First identify, is this person a good fit for your solution? 3 Education. Explain how the product will make their life better. 4 Evaluation. The customer needs confidence. Give them options, comparisons, and clarity. 5. Closing. A sale happens when the customer feels, yes, this is the right decision for me, not pressure, clarity. Why do people actually buy? People don't buy products. People buy feelings. Heavy check mark. The feeling of confidence. Heavy check mark. The feeling of security. Heavy check mark. The feeling of growth. Heavy check mark. The feeling of a problem being solved. If you can give them these feelings, the sale happens automatically. How to become a good salesperson? The job isn't just to talk. The real job is to listen. Backhand index pointing right. Listen more. Backhand index pointing right. Ask the right questions. Backhand index pointing right. Speak in the customer's language. Backhand index pointing right. Always follow up. Backhand index pointing right. Build relationships. Sales isn't a one-time thing. Sales happen through relationships. Friends, remember, sales doesn't mean forcing people. Sales means genuinely solving their problems. Chapter 4, Value Delivery. The Personal MBA. Welcome back to the Personal MBA series that we are now on Chapter 4, Value Delivery.
Today, we're going to talk about the most important, most emotional, and the most human part of business, delivering value. Friends, creating a product is important, marketing it is also important. But the thing that actually delivers happiness to the customer is only one thing, value delivery. And the truth is, people don't remember your product, they remember how you made them feel. What is value delivery? Value delivery has a simple meaning: delivering the promise you made to the customer at the right time, with the right quality. That's it. That is value delivery. Let me tell you a small story. There were two tailors. Both had perfect stitching, but where was the difference? The first tailor never delivered clothes on time. Shop closed, delays, excuses. The second tailor delivered clothes before time, neatly packed, and with a smile. Guess who gets more business? Obviously the second one, because the value you deliver becomes your real brand. The Personal MBA, for components of value delivery. 1. Promise. What are you going to deliver? The customer needs clarity. 2. Logistics. How will the delivery happen? Smooth? Fast? Reliable? 3. Support. Who will help the customer after the purchase? Support is what builds trust. For consistency, delivering well once is easy. Delivering well every day is what makes a business legendary. Value delivery. Friends, remember one thing: the customer doesn't buy the product. The customer buys the experience. Heavy checkmark. On-time delivery. Heavy checkmark. Smooth process. Heavy checkmark. No confusion. Heavy checkmark. Care and respect. These small things are what make a business big. How to improve value delivery? Backhand index pointing right. Step 1. Over-communicate. The customer should receive every update. Backhand index pointing right. Step 2. Reduce friction. Make the buying process easy. Backhand index pointing right. Step 3. Keep your word. Do exactly what you said. That's how trust is built. Backhand index pointing right. Step 4. After sale care. Make the customer feel that you're not there just for the money. Friends, value delivery is not just a business activity. It's a commitment. The day you genuinely satisfy your customer, they become your free brand ambassador. Value delivery may sound like a small term, but it is the backbone of every successful business. Chapter 5, Finance. The Personal MBA. Welcome back to the Personal MBA series. We've now reached Chapter 5, Finance. Finance may sound boring, but trust me, whether it's business or personal life, finance is the air without which nothing can function. Friends, think about it. You may have the best business idea, the best team, the best product, but if you don't understand the flow of money, your business collapses like a phone with a dead battery. Finance is the energy of your business. What is finance? Finance has a simple meaning: understanding the flow of money. How much is coming in, how much is going out, and how much is being saved. That's the foundation of finance. There was a small cafe. The food was tasty, the ambience was perfect, customers were happy. Yet the cafe shut down. Why? Because the owners didn't know how much profit they were making, how much loss they were facing, and how much they were spending on each item. Friends, businesses don't fail because of products. They fail because of finance. The Personal MBA, 5 essential finance concepts. 1. Cash flow, the movement of cash in and out of the business. If cash stops, the business stops. 2. Profit. Revenue cost equals profit. Simple math, but most people ignore it. 3. Margin, how much you earn from each sale. For ROI, return on investment, the money you invested, was it invested in the right place? 5 sunk cost fallacy. Leaving things that are causing losses is also financial intelligence. Finance equals decision-making power. Finance is not just numbers. Finance creates decisions. Heavy check mark, when to expand, heavy check mark, when to cut costs, heavy check mark, when to invest, heavy check mark, when to stop. Finance equals clarity. How to improve your financial IQ? Backhand index pointing right. Step 1. Track everything. Write down revenue, expenses, profits, everything. Backhand index pointing right. Step 2. Don't spend emotionally. Don't treat your business like a shopping mall. Backhand index pointing right. Step 3. Reduce unnecessary costs. Small savings create big profits. Backhand index pointing right. Step 4. Create a safety cushion. An emergency fund is your business's seatbelt. Backhand index pointing right. Step 5. Learn to read basic reports, balance sheet, cash flow statement. Don't fear them. Learn the basics. Emotional insight. Friends, don't fall in love with money, but understanding money is essential. Because once you understand finance, you can grow your business stress-free and with confidence. If you understood the human side of finance, then make sure to like the video. Finance isn't boring, finance is powerful. When you learn how to control your money, both life and business become easier. Chapter 6, The Human Mind, the Personal MBA. We're now on the human mind. And believe me, understanding business is easy, understanding numbers is easy, but understanding your own mind, that is the biggest challenge. We don't fight the biggest battles of life with others. We fight them with our own mind. Your mind can take you upward, and your mind can hold you back. What is the human mind? The human mind is made up of 2 parts. 1 conscious mind, logical, planning, decision-making. 2 subconscious mind, habits, emotions, fears, beliefs, what you do, how you react, how you think. All of it is decided here. There was an entrepreneur. Very smart, very talented. But whenever he tried to start a new idea, a voice inside his mind said, "Will you be able to do it? What will people say? What if you fail?" Friends, the problem wasn't in the idea. The problem was in the mind's fears. The day he identified his fears, that became the turning point of his success. According to the Personal MBA, the mind's 4 biggest problems. 1 loss aversion. We fear losses so much that we avoid taking any risk. 2 confirmation bias. We only want to hear things we already believe. 3 availability bias. Whatever is recent or popular feels more important, even if the reality is different. For ego deception, we think, "I'm always right," and that stops growth. How the human mind affects business, the mind decides. Heavy check mark, whether you take risks or not. Heavy check mark. How you treat your customers. Heavy check mark. How you solve problems. Heavy check mark. How you handle stress. Heavy check mark. How you view opportunities. Business growth is actually mindset growth. How to train your mind. Backhand index pointing right. Step 1. Self-awareness. Write your thoughts for 5 minutes daily. IT shows your mind a mirror. Backhand index pointing right. Step 2. Question your fears. Whatever you fear, ask, why? Most fears are imaginary. Backhand index pointing right. Step 3. Build powerful beliefs. Replace, "I can't do it" with "I will try." That's the first step. Backhand index pointing right. Step 4. Create good habits. The mind runs on habits. Good habits equals strong mind. Backhand index pointing right. Step 5. Learn to pause. Don't react immediately. Observe first. Your mind becomes peaceful automatically. Friends, anyone can win the world, but the biggest game to win happens inside you. If you learn to control your mind, you'll win in life, career, and business. Lesson: your mind is not your enemy. It is your most powerful tool. You just need to learn how to handle it. Chapter 7, Working with Yourself, the Personal MBA. Working with yourself. And believe me, this chapter is more powerful for your life than for business. Because once you learn to work with yourself, you'll be able to control your productivity, growth, and happiness. Friends, everyone says, having the right team is important. A good boss or mentor matters. But the most important team is working with yourself. If you build discipline, focus, and motivation within yourself, external challenges automatically become manageable. What is working with yourself? Working with yourself means aligning your habits, mindset, emotions, and goals. It's a process where you Heavy checkmark, maximize your strengths. Heavy checkmark, control your weaknesses. Heavy checkmark, handle distractions and procrastination. Heavy checkmark, and make consistent progress. There was a freelancer. He was very talented but kept missing deadlines. Every month was full of frustration, stress, and client complaints. Then he built a habit. Spend 10 minutes every morning planning his goals and tasks. Gradually, his work became organized, stress decreased, and client satisfaction increased. Friends, the problem wasn't skill. The problem was self-management. The Personal MBA, 5 steps for working with yourself. 1. Self-awareness. Understand your strengths, weaknesses, and habits. When you understand yourself, decisions become easy. 2. Set clear goals. Keep short-term and long-term goals clear. Ambiguity equals procrastination. 3. Manage energy. Not just time. Productivity doesn't depend on time. It depends on energy. Rest, focus, and breaks are equally important. For build systems and habits, create daily routines and good habits. Consistency makes progress. Automatic. 5. Reflect and adjust. Review every week. What did you achieve? What needs improvement? Implement feedback internally. Why this matters? Friends, the fastest growing companies and most successful people all have one skill in common. They know how to work with themselves. If you learn self-discipline and self-management, you will achieve both long-term success and happiness. Quick tips to start working with yourself. Tip 1. Daily reflection. Analyze your day for 5 minutes every day. Tip 2. Prioritize tasks. Understand the difference between important and urgent. Tip 3. Reduce distractions. Minimize phone, social media, and unproductive meetings. Tip 4. Celebrate small wins. Recognize small successes for motivation. Tip 5. Continuous learning. Keep updating both your skills and mindset. Lesson. Friends, remember, working with yourself is the most powerful skill. This skill makes you self-reliant, productive, and confident. Chapter 8. Working with others. The Personal MBA. Working with others in business or life. One major factor for success is how you collaborate with people. Friends, the truth is, no one can achieve everything alone, but working with a team creates exponential growth. In today's fast-moving world, alongside skills, relationship skills and collaboration skills are extremely important. What is working with others? Working with others means working efficiently, respectfully, and effectively with people to achieve your goals. It's not just about sharing work. It also involves trust, communication, and mutual respect. There's an example of a startup. The team had talented people, but everyone worked their own way. Results were inconsistent, deadlines were missed, and stress was high. Then the founder introduced team alignment and clear communication. Now people leverage each other's strengths, cover weaknesses, and growth accelerated. Lesson. Teamwork is not just working together, it's working smart together. The Personal MBA, 4 key principles of working with others. 1. Trust. Trust is the most important element in a team. Without trust, feedback, ideas, and collaboration stall. 2. Clear communication. Share what you are thinking clearly. Assumptions equals conflicts. 3. Complementary skills. Use each member's unique skills. Not everyone is the same. Different talents add value. For conflict management, conflict is normal. That it becomes a problem when there is no respect or clarity. Healthy discussion equals strong team. Friends, working with others is not just a professional skill. It's a human skill. The better you listen, understand, and support, the more productive and happy your team will be. And a happy team equals successful business and strong relationships. Tips to work better with others. Backhand index pointing right. Tip 1. Active listening. Listening is the greatest skill. Don't interrupt. Backhand index pointing right. Tip 2. Appreciate efforts. Recognize even small achievements. It builds motivation. Backhand index pointing right. Tip 3. Be accountable. Follow through on your commitments. That's how trust is built. Backhand index pointing right. Tip 4. Empathize. Try to understand challenges from others' perspectives. Backhand index pointing right. Tip 5. Provide constructive feedback. Offer guidance, not criticism. Create a growth-friendly environment. Lesson. Friends, remember, the secret to success isn't just hard work. Soft skills, collaboration, and mutual respect are equally important. Chapter 9, Understanding Systems, the Personal MBA Understanding Systems. And believe me, once you understand systems, both business and life become smoother and more predictable. Friends, think about it. What's the secret behind a successful business, a smoothly running team, or a productive life? Anything you can repeat, measure, and improve, that becomes the backbone of long-term success. What is a system? A system simply means a structured process with defined inputs, outputs, and rules. Example: a coffee shop system: receive order, prepare, serve, gather feedback. An online business system: marketing, sales, delivery, support. System equals predictability plus consistency. There was a startup. The founder was very passionate, but everything was ad hoc. Orders were missed, clients unhappy, team stressed. Then he created simple workflows and checklists. Now every task became repeatable and measurable. Result: productivity increased, stress decreased, and growth became steady. The Personal MBA, for key insights on systems. 1. Everything is part of a system: business, marketing, sales, customer service. All are interconnected. 2. Optimize the bottlenecks. Focus where delays or inefficiencies occur. Small improvements equals big impact. 3. Feedback loops. Measure system performance, gather feedback, and improve. For scale with systems, once a system works, repeat and scale it. Without systems, scaling is impossible. Friends, systems aren't just numbers and charts. They also give freedom and peace of mind. When your processes are defined, you can focus on creative and strategic decisions instead of constantly firefighting. Tips to build effective systems. Backhand index pointing right. Tip 1. Document everything. Write down processes, workflows, checklists, everything. Tip 2. Start small. Start with a small system, then expand. Backhand index pointing right. Tip 3. Measure and track. Tracking numbers and results makes improvement easier. Backhand index pointing right. Tip 4. Automate where possible. Use technology to automate repetitive tasks. Backhand index pointing right. Tip 5. Constantly improve. A system is never final. Keep iterating and optimizing. Lesson: friends, remember, systems are the secret to repeatable success. When your processes are strong, growth becomes automatic and stress-free. Chapter 10, Analyzing Systems, the Personal MBA System Analysis. In the previous chapter, we learned about understanding systems. Now it's time to analyze that system so you can identify improvements and maximize results. Friends, creating a system is easy, but just creating it isn't enough. You need to analyze the system you've built. Why? Because without analysis, you're wasting time, energy, and resources. What is system analysis? System analysis means checking every part of the system, identifying what's working, what's not, and where improvements are possible. IT involves questions like: is the process smooth? Where are the bottlenecks? Are feedback loops effective? Is the output delivering the expected results? There was a small business. Everyone in the team was working, but monthly targets were consistently missed. The owner analyzed the system. Step by step, he found marketing process was slow, lead follow-up was inconsistent, customer feedback wasn't being captured. After a few changes, productivity and sales both improved. Lesson: analyze first, improve later. The Personal MBA, 5 steps to analyze systems. 1. Map the system. Clearly define inputs, processes, outputs, and feedback. 2. Measure performance. Track metrics and KPIs. Numbers show the reality. 3. Identify bottlenecks. Focus on areas where delays or errors occur. 4. Evaluate feedback loops. Check whether feedback in the system is effective for continuous improvement. 5. Implement and iterate. Implement changes, then measure again. Improving a system is an ongoing process. Friends, system analysis isn't just about numbers and charts. IT gives clarity, control, and confidence. When you analyze, stress decreases, decisions become faster, and more accurate. Growth becomes predictable. Tips to analyze systems effectively. Backhand index pointing right. Tip 1. Collect real data. Don't rely on assumptions. Track facts and metrics. Backhand index pointing right. Tip 2. Break down complex systems, divide a large system into smaller, manageable parts. Backhand index pointing right. Tip 3. Focus on impact areas. Prioritize areas where improvements will have the biggest effect. Backhand index pointing right. Tip 4. Use feedback. Take feedback from customers, your team, and results. Backhand index pointing right. Tip 5. Repeat and optimize. System analysis isn't a one-time task. Continuous iteration equals sustainable growth. Lesson: friends, remember, creating a system is important, but analyzing it is even more important. Those who analyze consistently improve and achieve growth. Chapter 11: Improving Systems. The Personal MBA. Improving Systems. If you've seen the previous chapters, you know that creating and analyzing systems is important. Now it's time to make those systems better, faster, and smarter. That's how long-term success becomes possible. Friends, want to know a secret? Businesses and people who consistently grow don't just work hard. They continually improve their systems. Small tweaks equals huge results. And this mindset is what creates the difference. What is improving systems? Improving systems means taking a system that is already working and making changes to optimize performance and innovate. Simple example. A cafe has a 10-minute delay in its order process solution. Add a new workflow or automation. Now delivery is faster. Customers are happier. There was a small e-commerce store. Initially, orders were processed manually. Staff overworked, mistakes increased, refunds went up. The owner improved the system step by step. Heavy checkmark implemented software. Heavy checkmark set automated notifications. Heavy checkmark created a clear packaging and shipping process result. Errors decreased, customer satisfaction increased, and the team became stress-free. Lesson: small improvements can create a big impact. The Personal MBA. First steps to improve systems. 1. Identify bottlenecks. First, check. Where are the weak points in the system? 2. Brainstorm solutions. Share ideas with your team and come up with creative solutions. 3. Test changes. Implement in small steps and measure the impact. For standardize and repeat, make what works a permanent part of the system. Then focus on the next improvement. Friends, system improvement isn't just about productivity. It also creates a stress-free environment, team happiness, and consistent growth. Those who improve their systems are proactive, not reactive. And proactive people are the ones who truly scale. Practical tips for improving systems. Backhand index pointing right. Tip 1. Start small. Don't try to improve the entire system at once. Work on small modules. Backhand index pointing right. Tip 2. Track results. Measure the effect of every change. Backhand index pointing right. Tip 3. Automate repetitive tasks. Use technology to reduce human errors. Backhand index pointing right. Tip 4. Encourage feedback. Get suggestions from your team and customers. Insights are priceless. Backhand index pointing right. Tip 5. Continuous iteration. A system is never final. Always think about making it better. Lesson: friends, remember, those who create, analyze, and improve their systems are the ones who achieve long-term growth and success. If you like this book summary, then make sure to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe.